Can I just start off by saying that lasagna is an absolute catfish of a recipe. It is, however, absolutely delicious, and I could probably eat it every day for the rest of my life. But there's quite a bit to this, so buckle up. In a large pan, heat some oil and fry off your sofrito mix, otherwise known as onions, carrots and celery, and some garlic. I've used the frozen sofrito mix from M&S, but you could finely dice a medium onion, 3 sticks of celery and a couple of carrots. Once those are softened, we're adding the beef. I use a 15%er, and once that's browned, add in 3 tins of good quality tomatoes. I like these pulper ones, and yes, I think it does make a difference. 2 beef stock cubes, or these bone broth discs, a tablespoon of tomato puree, dried thyme and dried oregano. Then mixy, and then as if for good luck, we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. Does this add anything? I have no idea, I'm just from Worcester, and I feel like I should. Once that's mixed, leave to simmer for about half an hour. I like to add texture to my lasagna, and I like to serve it with a homemade coleslaw. Of course I do, it's not like I could sit down for that half an hour, is it? So finely shred a white cabbage, halving through the stem, make sure you cut out the woody core. Then peel and grate about 4 carrots, taking care to not grate your finger, because let me tell you, it really effing hurts. Grate these onto a tea towel, and then use the tea towel to squeeze out the extra moisture, because no one likes sloppy coleslaw. Combine your carrots and cabbage, and then add 2 tablespoons of mayo and 2 tablespoons of the finest Greek yogurt known to man. You can, of course, use other yogurt. I just really like this one. I also add some dried parsley, and I've recently started adding this everything seasoning, which I think is onion, garlic, sesame seeds and nigella seeds. Just gives it something I can't explain. And then I do season my coleslaw, because my kids don't really eat it, and I pop it in the fridge. I believe that helps the flavour develop. Time for a quick coffee and to break up a fight between my kids, and we move on to the white sauce. On a medium heat, melt some butter, then add plain flour to make a paste. You need to cook that out for a few minutes, and then gradually whisk in your milk. If you have the time or the inclination, you can infuse your milk with an onion. I have neither the time nor patience for this. I do, however, do something wholly un-Italian, and I add parmesan to my white sauce. So basically I make it a cheese sauce. Italians, I'm sorry, I just like it that way. Let's get prepped for assembly time. This recipe will make you 1 massive lasagna or 2 smaller ones, and you'll also need to shred 2 balls of fresh mozzarella. Put a small amount of meat sauce in the bottom of your dish and top with pasta to make a base. I snap my pasta to fit, and I'm confident that someone's Italian nonna is doing somersaults in their grave for this. Top of the pasta goes the white sauce and some of the shredded mozzarella. Then more meat sauce, more pasta, more white sauce, more mozzarella. Sensing a pattern here, and basically you keep going until you physically can't fit any more in the dish. Then you top with more mozzarella. I also like to add Gruyere to the top of mine, and call me a snob, but I just don't use cheddar anywhere in my lasagna. Time to finish the little one, and once that's done, I get it popped in the freezer ready for Christmas. You can never have too many lasagnas in the freezer. Fast forward 40 minutes, and the magic has happened. It should have a beautiful cheesy crust and be bubbling at the sides. This size of lasagna will do me, my husband, and both kids, plus a portion left over for lunch the next day. Serve with that wonderfully creamy, crunchy coleslaw, and enjoy.